Hey Cancer, welcome back to the Herb Lady. I hope this video finds all of you guys well or doing as well as you can be in these fluctuating times. I'm so happy to be able to be getting to you guys' video finally. I know it took me forever, about half the month, but I appreciate you guys' support, your continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank you enough for all of your support. For the month of October, I'm going to be changing up the spread a little bit. We're going to be doing what's called a planetary time spread, where we look at the energies and how the transiting planets is affecting Cancer's energy in multiple areas of their life. So now, what transiting planets, what I mean when I say that is basically planets that move through the signs. So right now, for example, we have the Sun in Libra. We also have Mercury in Scorpio. By the time you guys see this video, it will probably be Mercury retrograde through Scorpio, which, you guys just chill out. This is the time to introspect and go deep within yourselves and not try to find any external reassurance or any external probabilities as to why you are having certain issues or problems that you may be having. This is the time to look at ourselves. So, with that being said, this reading you guys can book with me. I'm doing a special on it for $55 until November 15th. And I'm still doing my $5 and $10 specials, Cancer. So if any of you guys are interested, don't hesitate to book a reading with me. Once again, I appreciate your love. I appreciate your support. It's so very, very appreciated. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the reading here. So, all right, so for some reason with Cancer, you guys, as I was doing your pre-shuffle, the song Love Like This by Faith Evans popped into my head, particularly the line that said, I never knew there was a love like this before, never had someone to show me this love. Particularly that line right there. So I wish I had her vocal range. I would totally sing it for you guys, but I doubt that you want to hear my singing. It sounds like nails on a chalkboard. But without, aside from that, from what I'm getting is that either Cancer, you guys are focusing this deep intrinsic love on yourselves. You're kind of turning this love within yourselves, and this is a new experience for a lot of Cancers out here. It's a new experience for a lot of you guys because you have so much expansive, caring energy and motherly, nurturing energy to give. And for once, this energy is being turned within. Once again, that Scorpio Mercury retrograde that we got going on here, where a lot of energy is about to be shifted within towards ourselves. So, either you guys are experiencing that change up of energy where you're turning that enormous amount of care and love towards yourself, or you're being called to do so, or you are literally experiencing a situation with a person who is directing this energy at you, Cancer. They are completely enamored by you. They literally have never experienced a love like yours before, a love that, strikes them on a deep, deep level. So it literally is kind of like the energy of the Faith Evans song, Love Like This. If you guys never heard it, please go check it out. Just, look it up on YouTube. And the energy of the song is so high energy. It's that type of energy that you feel when you are first falling in love with somebody, or for those few of us out there who have had a chance to experience like true soulmate, karmic, twin flame type of energy. It's that type of energy that you feel that she's conveying through the song. It really is, like she said, I never knew a love like this before. And this may be a type of love that you are getting, Cancer, after either going through a really bad relationship where you know for sure what you don't want, or coming out of a place where you've worked on yourself. You've done some very deep introspection on yourself, Cancer. So that was pretty much the messages I got for pre-shuffle for Cancer. And for any of you guys that do watch like my readings through all the signs, you know that I don't get pre-shuffle messages for every sign, for every reading. It's not something that happens often. It happens often enough, but it's not something that happens for every sign consistently. So usually when it comes through, it always for some reason comes through in the form of music, in the form of a lyric, and then there's just a whole download behind it. So that's that. Let's go ahead and get into your reading here. Like I said, I've already pre-shuffled and prayed over the cards for you guys. We're going to go ahead and pull one card from the Universe Has Your Back deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. If you guys are interested in purchasing this deck, which is full of encouraging messages from the universe, I have the link to it in the description box below for Amazon. All right, so I'm going to pull one card for Cancer. One card for Cancer. I need one card for Cancer, please. One card for Cancer, please. All right. Okay, so this one says, I surrender to a power greater than me. So Cancer, you guys are definitely being called to, surrender to that which is above you guys, to that which is greater than you guys, especially to the energy of the universe, to the energy of love. For some reason, it's like we never know, really what our future entails, really what's going to come at us day to day. But a lot of us know, especially us here in the spiritual community, we know on an intrinsic level that we have divine forces that are guiding us, that are with us, that are trying to steer us in the right direction. They can't actively tell us what to do or actively force us to go down the path that they know is best for us, but they're always just trying to gently nudge us or gently steer us, and sometimes they definitely take drastic measures to protect our energy and protect our spirit. And with Cancer, you guys are definitely being called to be in a place of surrender at this point, which I know is hard for a lot of Cancers out there because you guys are a cardinal sign. Even though so many people misinterpret you guys as being so-called the crybaby of the zodiac, a lot of the time with you guys, you're crying because that's your way of processing emotional energy. That's your way of processing your emotions. That's your way of cleansing through your emotions. You guys are definitely the fire sign of, the water signs here. So it's always the get up and go, get up and do, get up and get out. Trailblaze, make something happen for yourself. And the universe really just is saying, I need you to sit down and surrender and be open and willing to listen to the direction that I'm trying to guide you in. Okay? So, and it kind of like goes back along with the energy of the song by Faith Evans, because really you're redirecting love. You're redirecting the energy of love. And if you are in a situation where you are experiencing a person who is telling you they've never experienced love like this, it's like how you really must analyze the situation first and foremost to make sure that it's not a toxic situation and the person's not love bombing you. But at the same time, if that is not the case, Cancer, how much does it hurt you to surrender and allow the energy of love to flow through and allow the energy of love to take over, and just let love steer this and see where it takes you. So all right, that was the oracle message. We're gonna go ahead and get into the tarot portion of the reading here. So how this reading works is I'm gonna pull 7 cards. These 7 cards are gonna represent 7 planets, the sun all the way through Saturn. For each of these planets, we're gonna look at how the sun transit through October is affecting Cancer's personal goals, ideals, everything that the sun has to do. And like I said, I'm going to explain it as we go card through card. I'm going to walk you guys through this whole thing. So basically the point of doing a planetary spread is to see what's going on in Cancer's life in real time. We're not predicting the future. we're not so much talking about the past until we get to Saturn, because Saturn really is that card of karma. He brings up all of the stuff from the past, and even to an extent Jupiter is doing so too, the fact that Jupiter is in Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. So let's go ahead and pull this first card for Cancer, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull all 7 cards at once, and then we're just gonna go from there, walk it through each card. All right, need 1 card for Cancer to get this show on the road. 1 card for Cancer. All right. Nope. Okay, so like I said, for the sun talks about our ego. It talks about Cancer's personal goals, their ego, who they really are at the surface. It really is like where our ascendant is how the world perceives us through outward expression. The sun is who we really are through our outward expression. Okay, so for right now, as we know, the sun is moving through Libra. Libra is another cardinal sign. Libra also is a sign that squares Cancer, which basically means that the sun in Libra can be a time of quite a bit of tension for Cancer. You guys may be feeling that tension because the sun is square your own personal sun right now, which is where that energy of surrender is definitely being called for, because you guys could be feeling that tension on a whole body emotional level, especially in terms of your personal goals and you moving forward. So it's just saying, surrender, chill out, sit back. It's okay. We got you. That is literally what your spirit guides are saying. And they are definitely reaffirming that, because for this season, you guys are trying to figure out ways how to get your money up, how to sit right and sit pretty on your throne. And as we all know with Cancer is frugal. Most Cancers are very good with managing their money. Almost in some, more dark-sided Cancers, it can be to an extreme to where they just hold on to money, more of like that 4 of Pentacles energy. But you guys are definitely trying to embrace the divine feminine counterpart of holding on to money and creating wealth for yourself. There's definitely an intense air of the personal goal is to create generational wealth as well as wealth for yourself, and to create comfort. And it's not this extravagant comfort where you're living in a mansion. You see, as you can see, she's sitting on a throne made of solid gold out in nature. Literally, nature is her home, and she finds all of her wealth. Literally, this is the card to reassure you guys in this time of Libra season that, abundance is all around you. Everywhere you look, everywhere you reach, everything you touch is abundant, because the coin is already in your hand. And, as I can see for a lot of Cancers here, there is definitely that construct of like, you're eating well, and even like her robes and that she wears, it's orange silk. It's literally like a burnt orange silk. So for some of you guys, definitely you may be seeing like an increase in your goals with finances, or even an increase in finances with this fall season. You're definitely going to experience firsthand you getting your money up coming from this fall season. And like, for some reason, for some of you guys may have an affinity towards silk, or maybe going into something that is, requires you to work with silk, and that's going to definitely help in you getting your money up. So we're going to go to the next card, which is the moon. The moon, unlike the sun moves through one sign every 28 to 30 days, depending on the month. So right now the sun is in Libra. The moon, however, moves through every sign every 2 to 3 days. So within a 28-day span, the moon will have already gone through all 12 zodiac signs. So for the month of October, sorry you guys, I'm gonna be looking at how the moon transit in general is affecting Cancer's energy. Okay. All right. So in general, just the moon transit is creating a feeling of restlessness for Cancer, a feeling of mental restlessness. As we know, with the Four of Swords in the upright position, it talks about Four of Swords in the upright position really is like the mental reflection card, the mental rest card after a whole a whole experience of going through a mental upheaval with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords usually talks about painful events that happen, painful breakups that take place, and then the Four of Swords comes in because the Four of Swords is the immediate rest, or almost like the immediate shutdown that the mind experiences following trauma. So with this, you guys may have gone through this stage right here where you've gone into the mental meditative state, and now you're kind of here, and being here you guys are kind of like ready. You're just like, okay, what's next? What are we doing next? Is it time to get up and go? You're feeling very restless, Cancer. I'm getting like a strong feeling of restlessness for you guys during the moon phases, and that could also be attributed to the fact that the month of October has two full moons, one in Aries, the other one in Taurus, and the one in Aries took place earlier this month around October 3rd, I believe, and then the one in Taurus takes place later on this month, October 31st. So Cancer, you guys could definitely be feeling that increased level of energy, and mentally you just feel like you must be moving. But keep in mind, Cancer, even though this card is in the reverse and you feel like you must be moving, the universe is still telling you to sit your ass down and rest. The universe is still saying, surrender, relax, we got you, just relax, hold off for now. You're okay. You need to take time to heal, to recover your mind mentally, because where you're going and how you plan on getting your coin and your money and generational wealth and comfort, you're going to need your mind right, Cancer. Okay? So the next card represents Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, of intellect, of travel, of education, and career to a certain extent. Mercury, to me, also rules abstract thought, and thinking, philosophical views, and just overall communication. It's a big communication planet. Mercury is ruled by Virgo as well as Gemini, which are both gatherers of information. Mercury is in Scorpio for the month of October, so you're talking about a planet that likes to talk, that likes to put everything out there, and it's in a sign, a very deep watery sign that is not so prone to putting everything out there on the surface or on the table. So, and then given the fact that Mercury is in a fellow water sign to you, Cancer, is in what's called a trine. So, Scorpio is like your sibling, basically. It's another water sign, but while it has similar emotional processes, it's very different on how it goes about emotionally processing. So with Mercury being in Scorpio and it going into a backspin, I believe October 15th, you guys are definitely going to be in a place where you're going to be feeling that intense, deep emotional energy and feeling the urge to really stay within yourself. So not only are you fighting the restlessness, the mental restlessness that's taking place, while at the same time emotionally feeling like you just want to keep to yourself. Mentally, which Mercury rules, mental energy, intellect. I feel like the Mercury backspin is definitely taking an effect on your emotions, but we're going to see how the Mercury backspin is affecting you in terms of intellect, communication, technology, and so on and so forth. All right. So here we get the card of Gemini, the lovers. So you guys are definitely taking on that Gemini energy where you're in a place of deeply gathering information. You're gathering information in terms of your goals, your personal goals, as far as, you know, you getting your money up. You may be in a place where you're either switching careers. There's something in regards to you building wealth, definitely, Cancer. But also in terms of Mercury, Mercury can definitely be putting you in a position where you feel like you have to make a choice between three different options. You have to make a choice between people. And with, remember, just with it, with Mercury being in retrograde, you do not have to choose on anything. It's actually much wiser for you not to choose on anything at this time. It's not the time to be making decisions. And with that strong Gemini energy coming through, it's just the time for you to gather up your information. It's not the time for you to be trying to get out and run the streets. It's the time for you to rest your mind and meditate and relax while you gather this information, and while you definitely like shower yourself in that intense love healing energy that you need. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to move on to Venus. Venus is the card of love. Venus is the planet of love. Sorry, you guys. So Venus rules love. It rules relationships. It rules luxuries. It rules the divine feminine energy. While Venus is known as one of the great benefic, which means planets that store good energy, at the same time, Venus can turn its energy just like that at the switch of a hat if you are not holding up your end of the deal. So we're going to see how, you know, Venus during the month of October is in Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. So Venus may be kind of, it's either going to put you guys in a place where you're having foot of the mouth, where you're just word vomit constantly, or it's going to put you guys in a place where, you know, your communication, while you mean well, is coming off more harsh than usual. So we're going to see how the energies of Venus is affecting Cancer for the month of October. All right, so you guys have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So it looks like, you know, it looks like you guys are either dealing with a fire sign here. For some reason, I get the energy of you guys dealing with a fire sign, or somebody that carries a lot of impulsive energy that's just really immature at the core, that's really getting on your nerves for the month of October. Like, they just, man, they're like irritating the hell out of you, Cancer. So, with that being said, you know, with that being said, it might be that this person definitely is contributing to that increased mental energy where you feel like you got to get up and go because you're feeling the irritation of this fire sign, especially this Knight of Wands. It tells me that this is obviously a person either in their 20s or early 30s, and they just mentally, they're just not fully there yet. And their bullshit really is kind of like irritating you guys right now. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, pretty much. It's basically their bullshit is getting on you guys' nerves, and where they are trying to set goals and fly high, for you guys, it's a no. It's a no for you guys, because their goals do not coincide with your goals. Their version of flying high makes no sense to you guys whatsoever. Like, where they're trying to go and what they're trying to do in their mind, you guys are like, yeah, no, that makes no sense at all. So, and that's just kind of like what Venus is shining the light on. So it really is like putting you guys in a position where, especially with Venus being in a sign that's ruled by Mercury, which, as we said, communication rules Mercury. So, you know, with Venus being in that sign right now, you guys are going to have to really try to, like, you're going to have to really try to buck up and really, like, convey this information on how their shit is just not making sense to you at all. So, you know, if you even decide to do that, because that's obviously your choice, Cancer. So we're going to move on next to Mars. Mars is, as we know, the planet of war. Mars is ruled by Aries and Scorpio. Right now, Mars is at home in Aries. Mars is also in a retrograde like Mercury. It's doing its backspin. So we're talking about inner frustrations. We're talking about inner aggressions. We're talking about strong feelings of anger that really, people are kind of like just harboring resentment, harboring anger, harboring those heavy feelings of conflict and aggression because it's in the backspin right now. And with the Aries end of Mars, like Aries really dictates like that all out, we gonna go get it, we're going to war. Scorpio dictates more of that underhanded war behind the scenes, the war that you can't quite see. But if you're intuitive enough, you can feel it. So we're going to see how Mars in Aries is affecting Cancer for the month of October. Okay. Yeah, so Mars is definitely like putting you guys in a position where surrender is totally necessary in order for you guys to gain a state of temperance. And as we know, anytime you temper something, you're trying to gain a state of balance. You're trying to gain a state of emotional and mental stability and equilibrium. So, like, as you can see, it's like for her, one foot is on the ground, one foot is in the water. The rainbow is in the backdrop. But with Mars being in Aries retrograde for you guys, because Aries is a fellow cardinal sign. So Aries is also the get up and go, wants to do everything, wants to get on his feet and make shit happen. But at the same time, with it being in the retrograde state, I feel like it relates more to its retrograde period than anything else, where you guys are being forced to sit back and really examine yourselves, take a look at that anger, take a look at that frustration, and really work through it. Like, it's time to, as she's taking the cups represent different emotional perspectives. You're really trying to like pour these emotions between two cups and really see yourself through different perspectives, really see your anger through different perspectives. And for some of you guys, purple flowers may be soothing to you guys right now. I don't know why purple lilacs is coming into mind, but purple lilacs may be something that is very soothing for you guys right now. And just putting yourselves, for any of you guys that are light workers, for any of you guys that divulge in more heavier work, spiritual bath right now may definitely be the time for a spiritual bath, to get in the shower, take a shower, get that cold water running over you to reset your energies right now, Cancer, because there may be a lot of internal frustration and resentment that you guys are holding on to, that Mars really is like pointing out right now. Mars is on you guys' ass right now, and that's why you guys are probably feeling this state of mentally, physically, you feel like you gotta move. And because Mars really is over here pointing out, you need to temper this, you need to take care of it, because this is just an initial feeling. Shit's gonna get real deep if you don't take care of it. Okay, so as we move on into Jupiter is our next card here. Jupiter is the planet that represents expansion, gains, benefits, seeing the bigger picture, a larger perspective. And right now, Jupiter is, like I said earlier, it's in Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the planet of restriction. It really restricts and enforces a lot of boundaries. Jupiter does not like being in Capricorn at all, because Jupiter does feel very weighted and very restricted. So what we can see is a lot of areas of our lives that represent intense restriction being blown up even bigger by Jupiter's energy. So we're going to see how Jupiter in Capricorn is affecting Cancer for the month of October. Okay. So once again, kind of going back to that trine with Venus. Venus is in Virgo right now. Jupiter is in Capricorn. So we're experiencing kind of what's called a grand trine in the sky. That's where, we got all the earth signs coming together and forming one big triangle in the sky right now. And with Jupiter being in Capricorn and Venus being in Virgo, it just seems like you know, a connection, a promising connection in love. Just, you know, Jupiter is really expanding the viewpoint that this is not gonna work for Cancer. Like, you want it to work. The intentions is pure, the intentions are there, but given the fact that it's so clearly in reverse, it's just showing that trying to engage with this on a deeper level would be a waste of energy for Cancer, and you guys know this on an intrinsic level that it'll be a waste. And then also, given the fact that it's like Jupiter is also expanding third eye energy for Cancer, you guys' third eye really is like about to be expanded and really open past the point of you guys really being able to know how to fully temper it and fully control it. But, you know, Jupiter really is saying, like, hang in there, just don't panic, don't flip out, don't feel like you're hallucinating and going crazy. Your third eye really just is, it needs a moment to stretch his legs and really open up to show you guys some things so that you can continue on your path towards the future and start manifesting that which you need. So it's really important right now for you guys to sit down and stay still so that your third eye can expand properly and really open you guys up to some options that you never even thought you had before. So with that being said, we're going to go into Saturn. Saturn, like I said, is the planet that represents restrictions, boundaries, setbacks. Saturn is like the grandfather of time here. You know, he literally keeps track of everything that we have done. And, you know, when it's time to pay the piper, when it's time to pay up for our karmic debts, Saturn is right there with his hand out, like, come on, it's time to pay up. And, you know, he's always right there kind of like with the belt ready to give us, you know, that cosmic spanking that some of us deserve because we haven't been doing what we're supposed to be doing. But at the same time, even though Saturn can be very strict and have very heavy energy, he also can give great rewards and great gains. So Saturn really, you know, he says, like, if we listen and if we follow his direction, he will reward us greatly, because what he's doing is he's literally helping us to mold our energy so we can be prepared for the rewards that he has in store for us. And for some of us who don't like to listen and who feel like we can do it better our way, yeah, we're going to struggle. And right now Saturn is in Capricorn. He is in his home planet right now. So Saturn really is kind of looking like your Queen of Pentacles here, sitting pretty on the throne. He's at home. He's very comfortable here, and he can do some of his best work in Capricorn. So the message for Cancer, the message that Saturn has for Cancer for October is the Knight of Swords here. So I feel like for some reason this goes back to your Mercury energy, especially Gemini, is coming up again. You guys are either dealing with a Gemini or you're dealing with somebody with a very strong Gemini placement that you need to kind of sort out your shit with. And Saturn, you know, Saturn is the fact that it's in the Knight of Swords has talked about that quick mental energy where you're constantly just, ideas are popping off everywhere. It's like thoughts, ideas, and then you want to act on it. Saturn is restricting that right now. Saturn is saying, no, right now is not the time to be trying to get up and go and get shit done and move around. Saturn really is restricting movement right now for you guys, especially a lot of that mental movement, because he really is saying, like, you need to sit the fuck down. And as you can see, this big ass eye right here, you need to sit down and you need to relax so that Jupiter can expand your third eye and really help you to get those downloads and messages that you need right now. Because, you know, for a lot of water signs, I'm going to say I'm a Scorpio, so I know this myself. Emotions take us into a deep, deep place. And a lot of the time, emotions are usually triggered by thoughts. And literally, like, this has kind of been the running theme for me as of late. The theme of the fact that we are stronger than our mind. Our mind is a tool. So if you're allowing your thoughts to run away with you, which leads you into the emotional territory of your emotions to run away with you, then you've literally set yourself up to be in a downward spiral, and you have no room and you have no space in order to expand your third eye, in order to see it from a different perspective, in order to temper yourself, in order to choose yourself, in order to literally really just bring some love and rain and attention down onto yourself. You know, like literally Saturn is just saying like relax right now. Definitely surrender right now. Surrender is definitely being called for with Cancer right now. You guys are being put in a place where you gotta surrender so that your energies can open up and you can get to this place of Queen of Pentacles, and you sitting on your throne and you're sitting pretty and you're comfortable because you've done the work. This is a much deeper thing than doing the work on an entrance. This is much deeper than just doing the work on a physical level. This is doing the work on a spiritual level, because through spiritual work, the downloads can come in, the information can come in that's really going to help you guys be able to do some shit and manifest on a spiritual level like you never knew. But you got to be able to sit still in order to make that happen. No, Cancer, that was your reading for the month of October. Like I said, I'm sorry that I'm about 2 weeks late, but remember that this energy, as we're going to be going through these transits for a few more weeks here, this energy still applies. It definitely still applies, Cancer, and it just take it where you need it, take what applies, let the rest fly. I love you guys. Please follow me on Instagram at the Herb Lady. I appreciate all your love and support. You guys have a wonderful night. I will talk to you later.